Hello. Thanks for tuning in. I'd like you to find a spot and a position that's comfortable for you. It could be standing. It could be seated, laying down, perhaps your favorite yoga pose, whatever works. And while you get into that place, I'd just like you to take in the pulse of the drum for a few seconds or two. However that works for you. Human am I, spirit am I am the infinite in my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. This much I know. Human am I, spirit am I am the infinite in my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. This much I know. Alright, we're going to continue this, but I'm going to pause after each phrase, and I'd like you to echo that. You can say it, you could yell it, you could whisper it, you could just say it in your head, or you could sing it. Human am I, spirit am I am the infinite in my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. This much I know. Human am I, spirit am I am the infinite in my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. This much I know. Hello again, my name is Celeste Keith and I am the music therapist and part of the Expressive therapy team here at Wellness Within. And I'm so grateful that you tuned into this little support session. I'm sure you're going to get a little tidbit or two. So, what is music therapy? Well, I'm going to talk about it not as a textbook, but as what it is I expect for you to experience. Our sessions online are called Compose Yourself. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to compose you. I see you as an instrument, and my job as a music therapist is to help you play that instrument as best as possible. Has nothing to do with having you perform, having you produce anything in particular. It's about figuring out how you can use music to support your wellness journey. No matter where you are in the continuum, whether you're a newly diagnosed, you're in treatment, you're trying to figure out what treatment's supposed to be, in survivorship, any number of those places, there's a spot for you in music. And it's also important to remember that you have lots of sound happening in your life all the time, normally. Then you add your doctors, your medical team, the people that say you should do this, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, all those things, those voices that are going on, and the sound that is in your head, right? So music therapy is a space and a place for you to reorganize, reset, reconfigure what the sound is and what the silence is in your life, right? As a music therapist, basically what I look at as our goal is we're looking at the F words, all right? They're fatigue, focus, fear, fight, fog, frazzle, and fry. All right, so I would imagine that anywhere within a period of a time, a month, or even hours within a day, you can experience a rotation of any and all of those things. You may be stuck in one of those spots, or you may be having it as, a big jumble of it all. Whatever it is, music therapy is going to address those things. You may be in the midst of a lot of chemical work in your body at this point in time, and you're feeling very foggy and fuzzy. Music is going to help organize and help you recenter how you process information. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that right now. I just want you to know that those F words are going to be addressed in the sessions. Okay. The other thing, and why I call the session Compose Yourself, is because I see you again as you're the instrument, both the tangible and the intangible. I want you to stop and think about the language that we use about just our physical being, right? We have a pulse, we have a heartbeat, we have an eardrum, we have a windpipe. We use emotional language like heartstrings. What else? Oh, and just the fact that you walk, you talk, the way you move, it's all rhythmic. When you speak, like when I'm talking right now, I got really excited and I'm talking faster and my voice goes way up, right? So there's pitch, there's tone. And then when you're tired, fatigued, things slow down, your voice gets softer, gets very weak. All of that is we're completely engaged in musical activity every day as we just generally function in the world. Then you latch on to the actually emotive, expressive part. And there are going to be things, there always are things, but in your wellness journey and your cancer support, there are going to be things that you don't have words for. You're not supposed to have words or language for. Music will do the work for you. When I hear for my own personal self even, okay, wellness, do this, it's another to-do list that you're being asked to focus on. What I want to tell you is music is the most accessible thing you have going for you, and it will do the work for you. Instead of a to-do list, you have a ta-da! And we're going to look at some elements, a couple things that you can do to start to explore that with yourselves. The other thing is on a brain level, you have circuitry in your brain that's specifically dedicated to the processing of music. I'm not going to go into the neuro details of it all. I'm just here to tell you that part. And that again helps with you processing any of the F words. All right. And then the other part is rhythm, pulse, in particular the beat, is something that your brain experiences globally. So it's like the foundation, the glue, and I'm going to talk about a little bit more of that in just a second. So, I also want to note that there's not any one particular piece of music or song or style or genre of music that's best suited for you or to do this particular task. Help me relax, help me ring up, help me organize myself, whatever it might be that you need to have happen. What works for me and what works for you is going to be completely different, and it's going to vary also within the time of day or what other things you may have be experiencing in that moment, in that day, all right? So what might work one day might not work the next, all right? So, and it's just a perfect example about when you think about musical styles, everything from heavy metal to hip hop to bluegrass to classical, every single genre and the styles, and they have subsets within them, reflect the human condition. There is no one particular thing, otherwise we wouldn't have all these styles. So the other part is that you may have an artist, a band, a style of music that you've enjoyed through your lifetime, but all of a sudden there's a hiccup in that it's not working for you anymore. It's too painful, it's too stressful, it just isn't doing it. And I want you to know that that's okay. You can leave that, set it aside. What I want to do is help you come up with some ways to relook at music and how to use it. And maybe you'll just add it to that repertoire, or when time comes, you'll jettison that piece. It'll just be a chapter. And that's the wonderful thing. Music can be a container. If you need to cry, find that piece of music that's going to make you weep your guts out, all right? Or if you just need to sit back and say, heck with the world, and escape, you can do that. Whatever it is you need to have it. But maybe some of those experiences, like if you're feeling very, very down and you know that crying is going to be that internal shower that's going to help keep you centered and release the right kinds of hormones in your body, right? But you just don't want to be going around the day crying all day long. You can take that piece of music, it's going to be 2-3 minutes long, listen to it, let yourself go in that piece of music, and then it wraps it right back up and you can continue. All right? So it provides a container for you to put something that might be more difficult, or you just can't be hyper all the time. You just need that for a moment, then you can set it over the side, go about your daily business. Okay? So music serves as a container for you to hold whatever experiences you need it to hold for you. Okay, so I want to talk about beat and rhythm. And I mentioned that how the brain processes that globally across the brain, not just one particular spot. Let's talk about what the beat is. I think that's pretty clear, and one of the reasons I started with the musical mantra at the beginning. We had this, right? So that's the beat. Oh, I want to back up just a second before I go any further. Well, no, I'm going to continue. So we've got the beat. I played a beat. So what is rhythm? Beat's the thing that's the foundation. Rhythms is what we do to the beat. So as I was playing, I started. Okay? So you still can feel that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the rhythm is what I'm doing to the pulse, the beat. All right? So now we're going to talk about, well, what's the pace? What's the speed? In music, we call it the tempo, right? So fast, slow, medium, whatever it is. And it all has an impact on how we experience music. So I want you to keep this in mind. The magic number is 60, not your age. But 60 pulses per minute, which is basically a beat per second. Well, it is a beat per second. And one of the reasons I started again with the mantra at the beginning was it that pace, a beat per second. And what the studies within the research within the field that I work is it's demonstrating that at 60 pulses per minute, a person has a relaxation response. Now again, that's just pulse. It has nothing to do with the lyric content of the song, the melodic content, the use of instruments, all those things. That's something that we will talk about deeper if you tune into our online Zoom music therapy session. But the 60 pulses. Now we can also 60, if we double that, 120 pulses, you still have a boom, 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 boom. What if we double it from there? Boom, 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 boom. So we always have that 60 pulses as our baseline, okay, as our foundation. And so what it does is 120 pulses per minute, that medium speed I was going, is real common within most song material people enjoy. It's a natural rocking pace that we have, and so it what we call entrain, but I prefer the word groove, right? What you groove with, right? It's easy groovable tempo. And so I want you to think about that. Now, I mentioned that there was no one right piece of music, but I also want to say that your intuition about what music you think you need to hear or you want to listen to is always, always right on. And I don't want you to second guess yourself. If you're thinking this is what I want to listen to or this seems right, it is right. But what I'd like you to do is take the tool that the 60, the 120, the 240, give that an examine. Think about why is it I'm liking this piece of music. Tear it apart just a little bit and see if you can come up with reasons why it works for you. And we're going to explore one of those reasons now. So I mentioned the 60-120 and the speed of all of that. Now we have to talk about something called meter. And that has to do with where the emphasis is in the music. When you think about, I mentioned bluegrass music, or reggae, or ragtime, or rhythm and blues, or rock music, you have a different sense of what's happening with the pulse of the music and where you fear the downbeat or the upbeat, whether it's syncopated, like it hiccups a lot, or whether it's just boom, 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 or boom, ba-doom, 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 little skipping sounds, okay? So what happens to the main pulse is what the meter's going to be about. So we've got the pulse, we've got the rhythm, and then what meter does. And so we're gonna look at that. And I am going to grab my guitar. And again, I want you to continue to just find a spot that you're comfortable. I've picked 2 songs, both because they have different meters, but they are both 120 pulses per minute. And also I picked these songs because I felt the lyric content these are classics, and I felt the lyric content would be soothing for you as well, would be helpful. So this first one is what we call duple meter. And I need to change my capo here. And you may actually know this tune or have heard it. And feel free to sing along. I can't hear you. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. And gone are those dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of those bad feelings have disappeared. And here is a rainbow I've been praying for. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. See, you can make a mistake. Woo! I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. And gone are the dark clouds, they had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I encourage you to say these lines with me because it'll help you breathe. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. One more time. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Nice. All right. So a little sour note in there. It's okay. Life goes on. Okay. So we were doing duple time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just we're going 120 mod beats per minute, basically somewhere in that zone. All right. Now I'm going to shift the meter to triple meter. Some of you might know this as a waltz beat. All right. Another song. Again, I want you to feel what happens. We were going boom, ba-boom, 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 moving like this with the previous song. Now let's see what happens your experience as you experience triple meter. So think about what was happening this time. Were you getting a sense of more swaying side to side? Versus boom, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Both songs were paced the same in terms of 120 pulses per minute. But that emphasis, bum, bum, ba, ba, that swaying sensation is very, very soothing. So when you start looking for material to listen to, when you're streaming, whether you have a bank of CDs, cassettes, maybe you have a reel-to-reel, when you start looking for music to listen to, think about, and you can oftentimes in my streaming, you can use songs in three beats, 3/4 time, those kinds of things, or waltzes, that type of stuff. You can find material, it'll just pop up in all genres, or you can Google it and songs will pop up. So, but it's very, very, very soothing. Think about the song Nights in White Satin, same thing. That's one reason there's such an attraction to that song. But the other reason why lullabies are written in 3/4, because they're cradling, they're rocking, they're soothing. Right, so very good, strong for relaxation purposes. So, duple meter, triple meter, and 120, 60 pulses per minute, you're good to go. Take a look at the music that you're listening to and see if you can decipher some of that out and see what works for you. That's my little tidbit. I think, I'm going to look at my notes here real quick and make sure I haven't missed anything of real importance. Oh well, so much for that. I'm not going to look at that note. I'm just going to trust that I have. I look forward to meeting you online. We're going to do a lot more detail, listening to a lot of material, analyzing, getting people's feedback about what we're listening to as a good springboard to start in a safe place for everyone. You can't have a wrong answer. You can't do anything wrong. This is a very proactive, supportive process. And whatever. Kenny Rogers has a song way back before he was a country artist, Kenny Rogers in the first edition. It was called I Just Dropped In to See What Condition My Condition Was In. You bring it, I'll be here. There's the music, I'm the therapist. They go hand in hand, and we will make things happen for you. I want to end with this fun little song. We had the mantra at the beginning. I hope that you can take that and you can chant that to yourself, the human am I, spirit am I chant. And now this little sort of gospel-y sound. I'm going to finish with this. We've got hard times. We got hope. We got hard times, but we got hope. We got mountains to climb, but we got road. We got each other to help us cope. We got hard times, but we got hope. We got hope. We got hope. Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you soon.